Namaste, my beautiful collective. I want to do today just kind of a different reading. I'm going to do some gazing, and I also have some tarot. First thing I want to do is clear the energy, and this isn't going to be a pick a card reading. This is just going to be a general reading for the next couple of weeks until I do my February stuff for February. So we're cleaning the energy now. Clearing the negative energy. Anything that is a problem is going away. Okay. The reason I decided to do this today was I've had multiple dreams this week, and over the past couple of years, I haven't dreamt that much. I can recall probably 4 or 5 dreams a year. And I thought, because I read for people all the time, that my body was just too tired from channeling to dream. Because I was in a constant state of like channeling and, reading for other people. And I'm very intuitive. So, I'd have my own feelings about things all the time. Doesn't matter what it is. And I had at least 3 consecutive dreams this week. 3 or 4 that I definitely can remember. So the first dream I had was the wildest one, as far as wild. And it appeared to me like an airport. And there was a ton. And when I mean a ton of traffic, it almost reminded me of an evacuation. And I don't know if I was dreaming this because of, I live on the opposite side of the country, but because of the California fires or all the, they had problems in Western North Carolina a couple of months ago. And I feel terrible for these people that are losing their homes, that, have no insurance and are running into problems, getting any help from our system. And I thought maybe that was just weighing on me, but at the same time, I just want to kind of explain my dream a little bit, because I kind of feel like I don't want to scare anybody. It may serve as a warning, or it may just be just telling me to be careful, but take it how it resonates. I'll read some cards at the end, and I'll do some gazing before the cards. But the dream I had, again, it looked like it was an airport, a major airport. To me, I live less than an hour from Boston, Massachusetts, in the U.S., so it kind of reminded me of Logan Airport, which is in Boston. I'm not sure if it was or not. It wasn't exact. And honestly, I don't travel as much as I typically do. And when I do, I travel from the airports that's one town over in New Hampshire. So I don't go into Boston unless I'm going somewhere out of the country. In country, in the United States, I usually go out of MHT, which is in Manchester, New Hampshire, which is one town over from me. So I hear planes all the time and stuff. I didn't see any planes, but it just reminded me of an airport. Okay, so I didn't see anything in flight. But the setup of the buildings was like an airport, and there was traffic. So much traffic. It was unbelievable. It was like completely deadlocked. And it went for miles. And I don't remember being in a car, just seeing the cars. I was walking, and I was walking, and I got into this line where there were thousands and thousands of people in line. it was like in the dream, I wasn't upset. I was just wondering what the amount of time would be to get to the top of the line. Let's put it that way. And people were waiting. They looked worried, and it was like it wasn't just a line where one person was behind the other. It was like 4 or 5 people across, and it was like this. It was like a ramp, like a concrete ramp going up to something. So I don't know if that resonates with anybody. I'm taking it, to heed warning. Sorry if my camera's shaking a little bit. I have it in a certain place, and my dog is under the table wagging his tail because he's a love bug. He's a little goofy. So the minute I get on camera, he wants to he thinks I'm talking to him, I think. At any rate, that was my first dream. I'm going to say that was like either Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. And then I had another dream. It was strange. It was about going to different houses. And the houses were, I'm going to say, not brand new, not super old, older houses, maybe built in the, 50s or 60s. And just walking through all these houses. And an old friend of mine, we're not friends anymore, let's put it that way, which was kind of weird. An old friend of mine always used to get these fake floral arrangements. Some of them were beautiful, don't get me wrong, and other arrangements that she had were very, very tacky. And I always thought her house kind of reminded me of a funeral parlor. That's terrible to say that. But I remember being at this house, and all of a sudden she came out to show me this really hideous floral arrangement. And it's weird because I haven't seen her in several years now. And it was just very strange. So what I got from that is somebody might be coming back to try to make amends with you. But whatever, because the arrangement was so tacky, I feel like that kind of tacky energy, like it's insincere. I get insincerity from that. And that's all I remember is that. Kind of being in a neighborhood that I was unfamiliar with. Maybe you'll bump into somebody that you know. I don't think this was just for me because I've had so many dreams. And then I had another dream that I just kept finding money, which was great. Finding money is always good to me. It's fantastic. So I kept finding money, again I was in these weird homes, but I'd go and say I'd open the refrigerator, there'd be a stack of bills in there. I'd go into a drawer, and it wasn't even my house, but I was taking the money. I wasn't robbing the house. It was or I was unfamiliar with the house. I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong. But I'd open a drawer, there was money there. I'd open the refrigerator was one of the places I did find money. And I remember lifting up a mattress, and there was money all underneath the mattress, like stacks of it. That was the third dream I had. That was either last night or the night before last. There was one place last week, either Thursday or Friday, where I didn't have a dream. And then last night into this morning, I dreamt of my dad. And my dad has passed on in 1991. So, it's been a very long time. And my son was with me, and it was like it was like a store in the mall. That's the best way or a restaurant in the mall. And we found a mug underneath the table, my son and I, and it had dirt and rocks in it. So to me, that means the ground. Somebody may have to ground themselves, digging up dirt, digging up, stuff like that. Maybe digging up things from the past where I had seen my friend in a past dream, old friend, ex-friend, whatever you want to say. And then I was talking to my dad, and we were exchanging money, like through checks and stuff, writing things down. So that, like, it was a signature with my signature, and there was money coming from him and money going for little different things like bills and stuff, which was kind of odd. And I was very happy. Like, I was getting along really well with my dad, and my youngest son that was there too. It was like, he knew my dad, even though he never met my dad because he was born in 1999. And my dad passed in 1991. And there was money being exchanged. So you might come into some money, or somebody, like, I feel like this is a collective message, that somebody may come into some money that's due to you. And it's funny because this morning I woke up and I had some old money that was due to me from it like a year ago, when I closed out a certain account. And it's not a ton of money, but it was a good chunk of change. It made me happy, made me smile, and I was able to cash out on that today. Not that I have the money yet, but it's something that came into me. So I feel like it's not just for me. This could be for somebody else, that money, unexpected windfalls are coming into you. But also be careful because, maybe some old friends that don't have the best motives are coming back into your life. And I just wanted to, in the airport one, the first one, that kind of, not that it scared me, but it concerned me a little bit because it was like people were either evacuating, leaving town, or leaving the country all at once. And I don't have any fear. I don't have any political stance or anything that would make me want to leave the country. I'm feeling like in ways things are going to get better. You know what I mean? And I'm not a political person, so please don't get mad when you hear that. But I just feel like we need a change. We need a breath of fresh air. We need to... the U.S. has gotten super expensive, has priced people out. There's been so much people being at each other's throats because of politics and stuff like that. And I think we need peace, and we need to wipe the slate clean. And that's going to help us a great deal. So I know that the last couple of years have been challenging for a lot of people. And I just, I'm hoping that things will change for the best. We'll see what happens. Even the energy of 2025 with Pluto moving into Aquarius and Capricorn, where it's been sitting at for 16 years. I think that that's going to make a big difference. The only thing that I'm a little nervous of is that evacuation dream. And as far as the best friend, the old friend dream there, ex-friend, just beware, people, especially if you come into a windfall, because I'm putting it all together. I was putting it all together today. Be careful of a windfall. A windfall might come in. You may have dreams of, ancestors, deceased loved ones. And it was really nice, but to see my dad too was like, wow, my dad, 1991 was a long time ago. 34 years ago. So, it was like he was just like the way he was, before he passed, talking to me like nothing ever happened. And like he knew my son that he's never met, that's 25 years old. It's just odd. But it was really, that was a nice dream because there was nothing negative about it. And even with my ex-friend, there was nothing negative about the dream except a really tacky floral arrangement. It was more like it was almost like those old wicker shelves you'd see in the 1980s, but it had like these really hot pink fake flowers on it. And like she brought it out to her porch. And it was like she came outside on a porch, like on a deck, and was showing me what she got. And it was like, that's all I kind of remembered. I think I kind of woke up after that, but the money dream was really interesting too, where I was finding money in these old houses. And any information that you can see that might be relevant for you, take it how it resonates. So, as far as gazing goes, why don't we go ahead and do that? I'm going to move this over a little bit so you can see it. Kind of move it into the camera view. I'm going to clear the energy one more time. Okay. I get the letter V, like Vicky or Victor, something like that. That might be something. Also the letter S, Sam, Sylvia, Stephanie. Get the number 3. Sorry if you hear my dog prancing around. Number 3. And I do feel like somebody is going to get a windfall. Not a huge amount, but like it could be. But I get something between $500 and $1,500 or quid, whatever your denomination is or currency is. So, if you go into a currency exchange from US dollars, sorry, put in like, 500 or 1,500 USD to your currency to convert it. As far as, I don't know where this came from, but like in the US today, we're under the TikTok ban. I feel like it will be extended. So probably Tuesday, Wednesday, it will go back into effect at some point. For those of you that are big into TikTok. In the US, anyway. I get somebody, maybe that's been looking for a job for a few months or waiting for a job offer to come in from a specific place. That's going to happen around February 1st to the 5th. Somebody might have some stomach issues, like a gluten allergy or eating too many fried foods that, it's bothering you. Um, I would do like an elimination diet, or if you don't know about it, or you're just having problems, but you haven't talked to your doctor yet. Try to eliminate certain things and see if it helps. If not, you have to see your doctor. They might have some kind of medicine that will help you. And what I just got is it could be a medicine that you're already on that's causing you to have trouble with your belly. The letter J, I get Jennifer, John, Joe, James, Janessa. I don't know too many people by that name, but that name just came in. Janine. Um, I get a wedding or an anniversary coming up this year that's going to be a really big party later in the year. Some kind of travel over the summer, wherever you are, whenever it's summer. Some kind of travel to like a cottage. I get more of an ocean beach cottage, but it could be a lake beach cottage. Again, be careful of an old friend coming back. I get some kind of deception when it comes to that. Like things might be good for a while. They might be coming back for payback in some way or revenge. So be very careful. Set boundaries. Don't completely like let them in. Like, you never missed a beat. Be very cautious when it comes to them. Also, at the end of February, something in your love life, somebody might be coming back. Under Mercury retrograde, it's up to you whether you decide to pursue its situation or not. And then we have Venus retrograde, I think later in the spring. So it might be like one of those 3-month type things, a short-term type relationship. If you want to get back with this person. Or, it could be somebody that things never got off the ground. But just, be careful. This isn't for everybody. Be careful because when Venus goes retrograde, it will be like the grass was greener. And this is the type of person that's coming back that like the grass is always greener somebody else. Once they know that they got you, or they think that they have you, or they get bored, or they think they see a shiny new penny. It's one of those people, very superficial person that doesn't really care about, other people. They're very selfish, let's put it that way. And it's one thing to look out for yourself. I think that's a great thing because, you have to put the, like they say when you're in a plane, you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you help anybody else. You always have to look out for yourself. But when you're deliberately being, mean or hurtful to other people, that's a different story. And I kind of get like that energy. It's not that they don't care. I think they feel it, but they're messed up in the head a little bit, honestly, if you want me to tell you the truth. They have different values, but I feel like this person might have like a borderline personality disorder or something. And I don't think they're very harmful. They're just completely like, excuse my language, batshit crazy. So they might have made things up. to make themselves like look a certain way, in a certain career or a certain thing that they do. They might act like they're a leader or they're very knowledgeable in something, and they could be, but they're also crazy. So be very wary about this person. There might be a deep attraction, so, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why would I go with this person? Because you're not going to see it until you're involved with them. You're not going to see it for a little while. They're going to be like, they can walk in like the best thing that's ever happened in your life. But you're going to soon realize that they're nuts, or they're going to have this in and out energy and just feed you like little crumbs here and there. Like here, I said hello today, how are you? Or I sent you a meme, stuff like that. Or I said good morning to you. So, that's going to be a placeholder in your life. Like, I'm number one. Like that it's just weird energy. But they don't really put an effort in. And I guess that's the best way for me to put it. There's no effort made. This could be somebody that just kind of ghosted you. They've also received a lot of karma, but they think that they received all of their karma, but they have a huge ton of karma coming to them. So I feel like, almost like God is testing them, that if they continue to act the way they did before with you, that it's gonna be like the onslaught of negative karma for them. They think that they cleared up their karma, or they don't believe in karma. But let me tell you something, it's gonna be like the onslaught. All right, give me a second here. I also get something about some kind of dinner event. It's like a dinner party. It might be somebody cooking a really big meal, or a big dinner, a big important dinner that you're either invited to or that you host. And you might be nervous about it, or cooking. This is, certain people, take it how it resonates. Worried about it, worried about cooking a certain dish, or how your house looks, or anything like that. Whatever this event is, it's going to go off without a hitch, I hear. So it's going to be wonderful, and people are going to be amazed. And somebody wants, I know we're not, and we're going to do a February reading. Somebody's going to want to be a Valentine. So that's really nice energy. If you're in a cold climate, or you have cooler days, even if you're in a warmer climate, make sure you bundle up or wear appropriate stuff that's going to keep you warm. Take care of your health, especially with colds, flus, and those type of viruses. I'm going to move my hands back for a minute. So I want to go back to that dream with the evacuation type dream. And yeah, there's going to be somewhere. It doesn't necessarily, it could be very well in the U.S. It doesn't necessarily have to be the U.S. But somebody's going to have to evacuate. It could be anywhere. People were not wearing like coats and jackets, but they were wearing like hats and sunglasses. And like, people in polo shirts. I don't remember if I saw shorts, but they weren't wearing like heavy clothing like it's the dead of winter, but also they weren't dressed like, they were dressed like it would be springtime or autumn, or, light jackets maybe, jeans, stuff like that, sunglasses, hats. And they were going up this ramp. Like walking up this ramp, but like on the side, to the side of them was where the throughway was, or the freeway, highway, whatever you want to call it. And it was like a highway, and it was completely gridlocked with traffic. Completely. Like for miles. You couldn't see where the traffic begun and where it ended. It was just complete traffic. So that's a warning to somebody that there may be an evacuation where you are. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to fly out of the country, but I just see droves and droves of people leaving somewhere, leaving an area. But nobody seemed to be like in an extreme panic, and I didn't feel like the extreme panic. So maybe it's something later on, but I get like, or there could be something that there's like maybe a travel ban, and a lot of people are stuck. There could be something like that too. I just got. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause for a second, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do some cards. Okay, we're going to pull some cards, see what we get. Let's move the down over there. Angels, spirit guides, Father God, please tell me. My collective, my beautiful collective, what we see for the next couple of weeks, and then I'll do my February readings probably next weekend. They'll be out by February 1st, that's for sure. Tell us what we need to know. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles. So somebody might feel like left out in the cold, destitute. So I'm hoping that whoever feels that way, you're the one that's going to get the windfall. We'll do one more shuffle. We're going to cut the deck again. See what we get. We have the High Priestess in reverse. You might feel a little cloudy over the next few weeks. Not intuitive. You might feel blocked if you're an intuitive person, or just have like a mental block. You might not be seeing something that's right in front of you, I get. Or this could be past energy, because it's the first card I pulled. And then we have the Four of Cups. Taking a pause. You're taking a pause either from dating, from life in general, doing things, maybe reflecting on, things, how to move forward. We have the Lovers, so yes, I did see that person coming back. Possibly a past person. You're going to have to make a choice in some way. We have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is like holding your own, protecting yourself, standing guard. Yeah, I feel like you don't feel like you can do it right now, but you will. You will. Just be careful. Be careful of anybody trying to sabotage you holding your own, Then we have Judgment. So remember when I was talking about karma earlier? What you reap, you sow. And I feel like, for those people that have tried to do the best they can, they're going to get beautiful things in return. But for those that have done other people dirty, and this is the year of exposure, you think you saw exposure last year? We're really going to see it this year. And I think, on a global scale, just in the U.S. alone, a lot of these events that are happening, you can just see the corruption, and it's horrible. And it's sad because these people, they play it right in our faces. and they are in for a rude awakening. They really are, because God is gonna punish these people. Whatever your beliefs are, karma, God, I believe in God. There is a God to me. And, you know, you can only go so long deceiving others and hurting people. And like some of these things, like the fires, people are saying they were intentionally set. I don't know. This is for entertainment purposes only. But if that's the case, that this was done deliberately to these people in Western North Carolina, these people, and that's the other thing that kind of bothers me. I feel bad for all of them. I had a house fire when I was a teenager, early teenager, and I remember walking home from school and my uncle pulling up and saying, we need to go to my other uncle's house, and telling us that my house basically burnt down. It didn't burn down, but there was a fire. And we ended up having to move, and it was devastating. And that causes a lot of, especially as a teenager, you're home. These families, these people, these kids, elderly people, in North Carolina that's still living in tents, that haven't received the help they needed. And then the fires in California where people got their insurance canceled a couple of months before. Are you kidding me? That can really change a person. That can create a lot of anger and pain and trauma in a person. And it takes years because it's so devastating to get over that. So if somebody did that, imagine the price they have to pay for doing that to one human, never mind hundreds and thousands of people. That's what's going to happen. With all these other things, these, people that are getting trouble for trafficking, SA, all that stuff, the hammer's going to come down hard on these people, big time. They think that they've gotten away with it, or they're going to get away with it. But I feel like this year is a year of exposure, and these people are going down. And the landscape, not only physically, but just, the landscape in my country, in the U.S., as far as Hollywood, as far as politics, as far as everything is going to change so much. People are not going to get away with the stuff, the absolute shit that they've been getting away with. Excuse my language. They are not. It's over. Game is over for these people. And even like when I was talking about my dreams and how, we did the channeling with the gazing with the ball, the crystal ball. These people, like even old friends, if they're trying to do you dirty, or, they want revenge because you kind of cut them off, or they cut you off and ghosted you and think that they're going to accept that crap from them again, it isn't going to happen. It's just not. They're going down. And they will get what they deserve. And I don't like to talk negative like that. I actually want to clean the air again, clean the energy again. Okay. All right. Let's pull two more cards. The Hanged Man. So right now you might feel like, you're again taking a pause, but in a greater way, so you can see the light. And it's always good to take a pause, so you are able to see that light. You're understanding, you're seeing things for how they really are. And this is like a wake-up year. A lot of people, some people, and there's very nice people, and there's people that aren't so nice. But people are starting to wake up. And for the people that are not so nice, realize that people are starting to wake up. They're starting to see through things. And yep, the final card is justice. Justice will be served, whether it be in your own life or on a global scale. Justice will happen this year. And if you look at this card, what I like about it is it's a reflection. So whatever was done in the dark is coming to the light. Whatever was done negatively to you is reflecting back to the person that did it. This isn't only individually. This is on a global scale, like I said. So, if you're not in the U.S., you're in another country and you've seen this go on, because I do believe it happens everywhere. There's so much corruption, and the cleanup of all this corruption, all of it, no matter which way you lean, no matter which way you turn, in politics, in religion, in life in general, whether it's with celebrities or anything, justice will be served. And that's kind of a beautiful message, even though it might seem kind of harsh, because it's time. It's high time that people are held accountable for what they've done. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'll be back in a couple of weeks to give you your February pick a card in candle wax. I want to send love and blessings to all of you. Namaste.